I got on that freight train, I tried to beat my way.
I know this team is up and down, and they're still a top 5 team in the West, but are there specific areas that you want to address?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you have to play with a certain amount of aggression and physicality and effort, or you don't give yourself a chance, and that's what we did. And I would say the first 35, 40, whatever games of the year, we did that and gave ourselves a chance every night, and when we don't do that, you see what the results are lately.
As the regular season entered its final stretch, the Houston Rockets found themselves in a position they had not been in since the departure of James Harden 5 years ago. With 2/3 of the season complete, the next 27 games would determine their place in the postseason.
Lord and rocks and gravel, Lord, flew all in my face.
Barring a complete collapse, playoff basketball was coming back to Houston.
Way to cut straight in front of my move.
The All-Star break was over, and the Rockets returned to action with a crucial matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I the conductor, let me ride it blind.
Having dropped their previous 2 games against them, this was an opportunity for redemption.
Houston, after the All-Star break, 4th in the West. Minnesota 7th, just a game behind the Clippers in the loss column to get the 6th and avoid the play-in tournament. Stretch run to the playoffs officially begins tonight.
Train ain't none of mine.
With the mid-range pull-up jumper, and he had something to say on virtually every basket, I think, in that first half.
Jalen Green rose to the occasion, going toe-to-toe with Anthony Edwards in a high-energy duel. Green's efficient 35-point performance on 12 of 24 shooting propelled Houston to their 35th win of the season.
I got a letter from Hot Spring, I'll tell you how it was read.
The very next night, the team flew to Utah for a matchup against the Jazz.
I got a letter from Hot Spring, I'll tell you how it was read.
It's Game 5, first-round Western Conference playoffs. It's the 5th-seeded Utah Jazz playing the 4th-seeded Houston Rockets. Here's a 3, good! Aaron Gordon! They're going to the second round, winning Game 5 by 7.
I said, this team is going to go as far as I take them. And, I tried my best. I tried, man. I just, maybe I could have did more, but it didn't happen. I tried, man. I tried.
Lord, it's gonna one boy, gonna kill you.
Stockton, open 3. John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals.
Son of Galilee.
This Utah Jazz team coming from behind, trailing by as many as 13 in the second half without Mark Eaton, have been able to pick up this victory 104 to 97.
Hey, with a lot of heart, no question about it. They went down in 5.
I don't say, man, that I do many smart things, but one of the things, the reason I got Billy Paulson was exactly for this type of day.
Hey, stranger things have happened, and this is one of the strange ones, and I'm glad it worked out for the Utah Jazz.
While Houston and Utah shared a long and storied playoff history, this year's Jazz team was far from contention, locked in a battle with New Orleans for the worst record in the West.
Said I left my baby standing in the back door crying. Feel like something else.
Of all the rivalries in Rockets history, few hold as much hostility as the one with Utah, and no one embodies that animosity more than Rockets legend Vernon Mad Max Maxwell.
And you know how they be in Utah. Them motherfuckers call you a nigga so fast out there in Utah in the stands, and then everybody around them act like that ain't a fucked up word. When you go in them little redneck ass cities and shit like Utah and Portland and all the motherfucking little places like that, them motherfuckers got some say, you know, them motherfuckers talk bad to you. One thing I like about that shit out there in Portland, you know, the motherfuckers, they had that good grass out there.
Never shy about his feelings, Maxwell frequently takes to social media to roast Utah.
I'd like to apologize to the Jazz fans that were offended by my tweet. If I knew you guys had the internet in Utah, I would have never made those tweets.
His long-standing disdain for the city and its fans is the stuff of legend as he continues to fire shots through his podcast and public appearances.
Woke up feeling grateful that I don't live in Utah.
Yes, that's me. Yes.
Former Rocket KJ Martin had earned a starting role in Utah, but it was rookie Keontae George who stole the spotlight.
Here's Keontae. Tremendous game. Leads him 3. Bang!
He's dialed in, and he knows it. Cold-blooded.
It's the best stretch of his career.
Well-balanced attack, a true scoring point guard tonight. Just getting the job done.
His 30-point explosion off the bench sent the Rockets to a disappointing defeat.
Jazz win.
Returning home, the Rockets faced off against the Milwaukee Bucks in a tense contest. Damian Lillard had a chance to send the game to overtime, but the Rockets held firm, securing a crucial win.
I left my baby standing in the back door crying.
A dominant performance followed against the Spurs, who were without Victor Wembanyama for the rest of the season.
I never felt so sorry, Lord, till she said goodbye. Lord, she said goodbye.
Houston's depth briefly returned to full strength to begin the month of March.
Welcome back inside of Toyota Center, everybody, with Vanessa and Ryan. I am Craig. Time now for our starting lineups presented by Mattress Firm as we get you ready for the Rockets and the Kings. You got Fred back in the lineup along with Jalen, Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson, and Dillon Brooks. Rockets have been playing from behind for most of the game, down 7 as the fourth quarter is underway. We had a little nose-to-nose fracas between DeRozan and Brooks as Şengün snaps on the bench. It's all about potassium.
Ime Udoka had a full squad to choose from, but the Rockets came up short in a tough loss to the Kings, completing a season sweep for Sacramento.
Kings indeed earn the sweep. 3 games, 3 wins over the Houston Rockets.
Houston's injury woes returned immediately in their next game. With 4 of 5 starters sidelined, Jalen Green led a patchwork lineup against the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder.
And a very different-looking starting lineup. Reed Shepherd, Jack Landale, and Cam Whitmore have a combined 0 starts on the season for Houston, with some main guys out. Houston does not have Dillon Brooks, Alperen Şengün, or Amen Thompson. It's a much different-looking Houston team.
These two teams, know each other very well. This is the 4th and final time that they'll play one another.
Holmgren with the block, that'll do it here. As the Thunder going to win game number 50 on the season. Joining the Cleveland Cavaliers as the only 2 50-win teams in the NBA.
Despite a valiant effort, the Rockets fell short. Most of the starting lineup returned the next night against the Indiana Pacers, but without Fred VanVleet, Houston struggled in a third straight loss.
Rockets have gone almost 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes without scoring after they got the lead. Again, they've dominated the glass. They have 10 more second chance points than do the Pacers. The Rockets are the best rebounding team, the best offensive rebounding team in the league. You got Jabari at the line, and tonight so far the Rockets as a team collectively, when they've gone there, they've gone 1 for 2. They're 11 of 22 at the line.
Wow. The NBA's hard enough, and you get those free throws, you got to focus and knock them down.
Hotter than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em for sale. Hotter than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em for sale. I got a good such long and tall, she sleeps in the kitchen with a piece in the hall. Hotter than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em for sale, I mean, yeah, she got 'em for sale.
The team finally rebounded with a key road win against the Pelicans before returning home for an important 6-game homestand.
But we're trying to help him all day, and he did a great job, and we helped him a lot.
Very good job, brother. Very good.
Hey, the double big lineup.
Yeah, hold tight.
Yeah.
I've said it once, I've said it multiple times tonight, I'll say it again. A very important upcoming 6-game homestand for this team in terms of solidifying playoff positioning. Well, the Rockets beat the Pelicans in New Orleans on Thursday, but lost one of their players. An update on that injury. Let's say hi to Vanessa.
Hey, Craig and Ryan, rookie Reed Shepard is out 4 weeks with a thumb fracture. That is per head coach Ime Udoka.
I mean, this is a physically dominant matchup here
as the lineup comes to a close. The Rockets have made 45 shots. They have 25 assists. They lead by 26 after 12 minutes to go here at Toyota Center.
But I told you, Ime's that type of coach. Go get your triple-double, young fella.
He just needs the rebound. And slow to get up. That is good for Murphy. Ben's limping a little bit. And he's going to walk off the floor.
Triple-double might not be that valuable.
Yeah, it's less than ideal. And then Thompson going to go right back to the
that's not good.
Rockets locker room. See, it's noticeably limping.
Hot tomato than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em a sale. Hot tomato than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em a sale. She got 2 for nickel, got 4 for dime. Won't say more, but they ain't none of mine. Hot tomato than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em a sale, I mean, yeah, she got 'em a sale, yes, yes.
As the season wore on, head coach Ime Udoka adapted. The Rockets began utilizing a double big lineup with Alperen Şengün and Steven Adams, a strategy first tested out of necessity in Dallas.
We've seen that double big lineup with you and Steven a few times this season. Every time it's been super effective. What do you like about playing alongside Steve-O?
You know, I like to dominate inside, and he's opened my space. He's sealing all that things, and he has advantage offensive rebound. So the other team, 5 men, can't leave him alone because he's going to get offensive rebound, and he's open space for me, and I'm just going to rim. And rebound, we saw effective out there.
The size advantage gave Houston an edge on the offensive glass and in their newly implemented zone defense. This adjustment paid off with a defensive showcase against the Orlando Magic, holding them to just 84 points in a resounding win. Double big or twin tower lineups are not uncommon throughout the NBA, even with today's spaced-out three-point heavy style. Throughout history, the league has seen countless variations of these lineups. The rich history of iconic big men that have graced the summit in the Toyota Center over the years has allowed the Rockets to put out a number of successful double big combinations.
And look who's back, Fred VanVleet. He's missed 15 of the last 16 for Houston. Good to have him back.
Fred VanVleet returned just in time to lead the Rockets to a victory over the struggling Phoenix Suns.
Hot tomato than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em a sale. Hot tomato than the red hot, yeah, she got 'em a sale. I got got a letter from a girl in the room. Now she got something good she got to bring home soon. Now it's hot tomatoes and the red hot. Yeah, she got them for sale, I mean. Yeah, she got them for sale, yeah.
With playoff implications on the line, Houston had an invested interest in Phoenix's struggles as they owned the Suns' future draft picks.
Booker makes way more sense to me with Houston than Durant does. Booker is exactly what they need. That's one of those. If you just replace Jalen Green with Booker, it'd be like, holy shit.
I'm going to say something that might sound a little blasphemous, but compare Jalen Green's first 4 years statistically to Devin Booker's. Just put the numbers up. It's not that different. The first 4 year stats, when, starting in their teens, going on rebuilding teams, Jalen Green has started for a team that last year went 500. This year's maybe going to win 50 games. We'll see.
We're going to do what we do. So getting steals and playing defense just gives the opportunity to get out and run. Man, let's keep that going the rest of the year, the rest of the season.
103-89. Houston has looked at Amen Thompson again. Oh, drop off behind the back. Are you kidding me?
What does it mean to have your teammate behind you supporting you by showing off the Slam magazine?
My God, it's my brother.
My brother for life. In a real way.
In a real way.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't making on the cover, so I just had to let y'all know I'm still on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him say. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him say. The Billy goes back to the bone bean nest. Yeah, this lady can't take it ready. Yeah. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, you got him a sale, I mean. Yeah, you got him a sale.
The Mavericks were up next, limping into the game without Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, or any natural centers.
Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a sale. Man, don't mess around them hot tomatoes now, cause they're too blank bad. Mess around them hot tomatoes. I'm gonna upset your back, gonna put your kidneys to sleep. I'll do the breakaway, you don't live them there, you're hard to beat by now. Hot tomatoes on the red hot. Yeah, she got him a sale, I mean. Yeah, she got him a sale.
A 37-point blowout of the Dallas Mavericks here. The final 133-96. The Rockets stayed perfect on this homestand. They have now won 5 straight games. And for the first time since 2020, the Rockets have a winning record as they win for the 42nd time this season.
It's the first winning regular season in 5 years. What does it mean to be such a big part of this franchise's success?
I mean, it's great. Since the moment I got here, I set out to try to compete for a championship and win a championship for this city. I love this city, so the fact that, my 3rd year, we're already on the right track, is excited to keep it going. The best teams play the best basketball down the stretch, and that's all we got to do, and that's all we're going to keep doing.
Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a say. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a say. Grandma, that's not grandpa too. Well, I wonder what in the world we children gonna do now. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a sale, I mean. Yeah, she got him a sale. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a sale. Hot tomato than the red hot. Yeah, she got him a sale.
Two-man game work in there. It is hard to guard both actions.
Underneath comes Green, out of Brooks. Back to Green. Knuckling three. Down it goes. Across to Jones. Is 3 over Van Fleet.
Good scramble.
13 threes for them.
Oh, how Castillo. Castillo.
Double big lineup once again has been very effective tonight. Not as immediate and as pronounced as we've seen it previously, but the Rockets with Şengün and Adams on the floor now a plus 14 tonight. And when the double big has come on the floor, they've been down, and then when the double big left, the Rockets have been up. So again, it's been effective.
The streak continued with a thrilling game against the Bulls, where Jalen Green took control in the clutch to secure the team's 6th consecutive victory.
Listen, man, I told you, Chicago not going away. Houston likely going to get back to his bread and butter. We'll see if Chicago plays coverage or they switch this.
They blitz Fred. Oh, it's a dangerous pass. Almost stolen. Jalen Green to Dylan Brooks. In and out, Green. Jalen on the spot. Rockets go back up 4. Timeout, Chicago. 1.1 to go. They get in about it to Fred VanVleet. He runs it out. The Rockets win again. 6 straight for the Rockets, their longest winning streak of the season, as they sweep the Bulls.
Hot tomato than the red hot, yes, you got up and say. Hot tomato than the red hot, yes, you got up and say. Me and my babe bought a VH4 where we bought that thing all on the running boat, yes. Hot tomato than the red hot, yes, she got up for sale, I mean, yes, she got up for sale.
I think they're contenders. They're too young. Do I think they're going to win the West? No. But they can shock some people because they've got a lot of talent. Şengün can ball. Jalen Green can ball. Amen Thompson. Janae, Shannon. This is going to be a future start.
It was Philly 88, Houston 63 at the 10-14 mark of the third quarter. Houston, since then, they outscored the Sixers 39-14 in just over 10 minutes of game action. They dropped 45 on the board in the third, and it's all squared up at 102. Halfway home with the fourth. 5-point lead for the Sixers. And 2 Rockets. And then Dylan Brooks goes down with Butler after tying him up.
Contact by the defensive player is significant. Wind up, impact, and follow through. The ruling on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 2, and number 5 has been ejected from the game.
Somebody better hold Fred VanVleet back.
That's crazy. Philadelphia will shoot 2 free throws and inbound on the sideline.
Got to get a stop here. No time to think about it. It's spilled milk at this point.
Green pressures Grimes. Grimes will shoot the three. Oh my goodness, wow, what a shot that was by Quick Grimes. A 40 ball tonight in Houston. And 22 threes for them, the most threes they've made in a single game. Green gets the 2 along the baseline. Sixers playing keep away. Underneath. To a cutting, Edwards lost the ball, and then Jabari had it knocked out of his hands. Rockets still have it 37 to 10 seconds to go. Rockets need a 3 here. To Smith, trying to free himself up, got it off, missed it. Rebound, Houston, back to him, much cleaner look, makes it. All right. So Butler's 4 for 4 at the line. 80% on the season. That hurts. Makes them both. They didn't ice them.
Gotta go.
Now shooting for Butler. Rockets gotta hurry. And Green gets to the rim and it rolls in.
Now you gotta foul.
Oh! And they steal the ball away. They have a chance. And Ime will use a timeout. Tate looking to get it in. Tate comes into Smith. Now back to Green, and they immediately foul him on the catch. With 5.2 to go.
Now you're in a situation.
And he makes the free throw.
Make the first and you miss the second, and you give yourself a shot.
Şengün now coming in along with Steven Adams. Our first look at Adams in the double big tonight for the final 5.2.
He's got to miss this thing so you can get it back.
The Rockets are the best offensive rebounding team in the league by a good margin. One more. There's the miss. There's the putback. 131. Timeout Philly. 3.5 to go. Double big for life. It worked. And Grimes, like Green, is in the pistol formation, being defended in the backcourt.
He's running the same play.
Into Hood Shafino. His pull-up. Missed it. He missed it! Oh my gosh, he got a great look! And for the second time in as many games this season, between these two teams, we got bonus basketball. What a crazy night! It's great to be green on St. Patrick's Day. They come into Grimes. Grimes pressured by Tate. There's the help. There's Grimes. Oh my gosh!
Get it in there. Got to get it in somehow.
Will take the three. He will make it. Another one. His 5th. Grimes behind the back. Grimes over Brooks. Grimes over the near eye. 6 points for Quentin Grimes.
He's looking to pull.
He'll drive. He'll shoot. Oh, missing.
Aaron Holiday.
And this has been a game I don't think anybody anticipated before it started. As Şengün makes the free throw. Oh, he made a ball.
Here's the trap on Grimes.
Still gets it off. Oh my gosh. Halfway down, popped out, rebound battle. Ball was loose, picked up by Tate. Rockets playing keep away. Holiday, crossover, lost Butler, runs it up, and got fouled. He missed the shot. What a great move by Holiday, who came in for Brooks, who fouled out.
And he's the only one who could slow down Grimes tonight.
Franchise history in one of the wildest, craziest games that you'll ever see. Apparently the Rockets have some luck in the Irish here on St. Patrick's Day as they survive and win. This is what they call March Madness, NBA style.
Houston eventually will win a championship with that man as coach. He can coach anybody in the NBA. He is that elite. And because of that, Houston has a chance. Them young thoroughbreds, those athletes, I still think they're a little young, but they got a chance.
Not the matter than the red hot. Yeah, she got up and said it too hot, boy. Not the matter than the red hot. Just like she got up and said. You know, the monkey not the bathroom playing in the grave. Well, the monkey took a fat old good gup gas now. Not the matter than the red hot. Yeah, she got up and said, I mean. Yeah, she got up and said, yeah.
Momentum was building. The Rockets were clicking, exuding the confidence of a championship-level team. Their longest winning streak of the season had propelled them back into second place in the Western Conference.
That's not going to count, and the Rockets win again. They sweep the Magic, now 8 straight wins for the Houston Rockets.
With the playoffs on the horizon, Houston's resurgence was no longer just a dream, it was a reality.
Not the matter than the red hot. Yeah, she got up for sale. Not the matter than the red hot. Yeah, she got up for sale. I got a girl such long and tall. Now she sleeps in the kitchen with her feet in a hole. Yes, not the matter than the red hot. Yeah, she got up for sale. I mean, yeah, she got up for sale. Yeah.
The Houston Rockets returned from their road trip in Florida on a high. The team had put together a 9-game winning streak, their longest in 5 years, and with the playoffs looming, they were playing their most inspired basketball of the season.
Obviously, Oklahoma City, they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's an MVP candidate. They're surrounded by great defensive players. They hit big shots. They've been proven over the course of the season to be the best team in the Western Conference. My second team might surprise you. It's the Houston Rockets. They're playing solid defense. They're young. They don't care who's in front of them. They'll play anybody in a 7-game series. I got Houston and OKC just a little bit above the Denver Nuggets, but I also will say this too. Scary teams, Lakers, if they're playing good defense and both those guys are healthy. Clippers, great job over there by the coaching staff. And Kawhi could be obviously the X factor there, and the Golden State Warriors if they're healthy.
There was a renewed sense of purpose in the locker room, an understanding that this was their time. Amen Thompson had returned from injury against the Miami Heat, reclaiming his spot in the starting lineup. But his absence had been far from wasted time. Tari Eason, filling in as a starter, delivered a string of commanding performances, including a career-high 30-point explosion against the Dallas Mavericks. Jabari Smith Jr., a starter since he entered the league in 2022, had been sidelined with a hand injury prior to the All-Star break. His return raised questions about the starting rotation. Both Smith and Eason were eligible for contract extensions, and Houston's front office would soon face a difficult choice, one that would shape the team's future. The Rockets' winning streak had secured him a 2-game lead over the third-seeded Denver Nuggets, setting the stage for a high-stakes battle at Toyota Center. These two franchises had met in the playoffs only once before, nearly 4 decades ago in 1986.
For Tuesday Night Hoop on America's Game, the NBA.
Will Ralph Sampson fuel Houston to victory past the NBA's most explosive team, Denver? Find out at 9:05 Eastern, live on the Superstation.
Tonight.
That series, defined by a chaotic and thrilling double overtime Game 6, had cemented the twin towers of Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson as a force to be reckoned with. But this was a different time, a different Rockets team. Without Nikola Jokic, Denver relied on DeAndre Jordan at center. Houston fought valiantly, but a scorching third-quarter performance from Jamal Murray proved insurmountable.
And the Rockets' winning streak has been snapped at 9 as Denver comes into Houston and wins it 116 to 111.
The Rockets would have their chance at revenge on the final day of the regular season, but for now, they had to turn their attention to the battles ahead.
The Rockets have the easiest strength of schedule amongst those 4 teams coming in. Doesn't mean that they're favored. I haven't talked to BPI and listened to their mumbo jumbo.
And there are some tests later. They have the Lakers. They have the Lakers twice over the final 2 weeks of the season. Got a game against the Thunder, a game against the Warriors, game against the Clippers, game the final day of the regular season against the Nuggets, which could be a very important game for everybody involved. There's some, there's some real tests down the stretch, which is why they got to take advantage of these soft games coming up, because, it's certainly for a young team, it's going to matter a lot if they can get home court in the first round and be able to start a series at home instead of going on the road to play one of these veteran teams.
The road ahead offered no reprieve. The Western Conference playoff picture was a logjam of elite teams, each clawing for position. But first, Houston had 3 consecutive games against sub-500 opponents. It was an opportunity to gain ground, and they seized it. Jalen Green led the charge against the Atlanta Hawks, his 32-point performance ensuring a hard-fought victory.
Let's go, Perk. Come on now. Hank, come on. It's Asia. We are hyped. This is our city. Hello, the Houston Rockets. They are here. They have arrived. We have liftoff, and they are red hot at the right time with the postseason just right around the corner. Now, if they want to make some noise, Big Perk, when it comes to mid-April, they need their stars to shine, and they're doing exactly that. What I do really love is the fact that this is the best season that the Rockets have had since 2018, 6 years, the year after James Harden was prime MVP. And now I feel like we really have a foundation to not only make the playoffs, which we have ensured basically, but also build upon it for the future.
Amen Thompson, nursing a minor injury, sat out but returned just in time for a matchup with Utah. Against the Jazz, Sengun put on a masterclass, dismantling Walker Kessler and Kyle Filipovsky en route to 33 points.
These young guys that are learning, like an Alperen Şengün, like a Jalen Green, like how do you expect them to do when it comes to playoff time?
You just gotta play. You just gotta be in it. The whistle is different. The intensity is different. Everything about that playoff atmosphere is different. So you can be talked about it, you can be coached about it, but until you've been in that atmosphere, until you realize how precious the value of this ball is, the shot is, you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
The Rockets then traveled to Phoenix for their final matchup of the season against the Suns, a team in turmoil. Once a title contender, the Suns now found themselves on the outside looking in, their playoff hopes hanging by a thread. Their struggles were music to Houston's ears, as the Rockets owned Phoenix's draft pick and stood to benefit from their collapse. A victory here wouldn't just strengthen Houston's grip on the number 2 seed, it would push Phoenix further into the abyss.
You know, there was a run at the end of the first quarter, continued in the second quarter, gave up 78 points at halftime. Just defensively, you know, I think 36 and 42 in the first and second quarter. It's just not good enough. Yeah, I mean, tonight they had everything. You know, they were, you know, the three-point line, you know, they hurt us there. They hurt us on the offensive boards. They hurt us driving it. They basically hurt us with everything. But, you know, tonight, not good.
All Houston tonight as they pick up their 49th win of the season. The Suns will fall to 35-40.
Next came a showdown in Los Angeles. The Lakers, an organization synonymous with championship pedigree, had undergone seismic changes since they last faced Houston. LeBron James and Luka Doncic formed a dynamic duo, but their ultimate potential remained an enigma. The Lakers were the Rockets' second most frequent postseason opponent, their history stretching back to the 1980s.
Yeah, Brent Barry used the comparison, compared the Lakers to Mount Everest. Did you come in here feeling like an underdog or a big underdog, and how did you overcome that?
Well, that's a simple word, underdog. I just learned a couple of days ago.
Inside for Olajuwon, stolen by Shaq, who brings the dribble out of the backcourt himself. Lob for Kobe!
Houston had often found itself on the losing end of those encounters, but the memories of their greatest triumph lingered.
Sampson. It goes! It's over! A miraculous shot by Ralph Sampson. Off balance has given the Houston Rockets the Western Conference Championship.
The 1986 upset, when the young Twin Towers toppled a veteran Lakers squad.
Well, the Twin Towers is the reason I'm up here talking to you now, not down on the floor playing.
The 1981 series, when Moses Malone outdueled Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a grueling best-of-3 clash. Those moments served as reminders that the underdog could, and often did, prevail.
This is one game Johnson just might not be able to pull out of his bag of magic tricks.
Now, the Rockets found themselves in position to write a new chapter in this storied rivalry. They had proven they belonged among the elite, but with the playoffs approaching, every game carried weight. The road to a championship was never easy, but in Houston, they wouldn't have it any other way.
Rockets, one of the best teams in the NBA, and showing it. They played last night in Phoenix and won by 39, and they're giving the Lakers all they can handle tonight. Brooks to inbound, and they give him space. Şengün inside, mismatch on him, knocked away! LeBron erases the shot! LeBron blocks the shot! 8 seconds to go. 6-point game. Here comes Van Vliet. And good if it goes. It's over. The Lakers have won.
The Houston Rockets returned home to the Toyota Center for their 77th game of the season, against the Utah Jazz.
Look at this working.
You're trying to pick a song?
Yeah. Oh, better like move it here. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
In the city of Houston, April had once signified heartbreak, but in 2025, it marked rebirth.
Hey yo, you better flee hops or get your head flown 3 blocks. L keep rappers hearts pumping like beatbox. And every year I gain clout and my name sprouts. Some brothers will still be virgins if crack never came out. I got the wild style, always been a foul child. My guns go boom boom and your guns go pow pow. I'm known to have a high.
On April 2nd, the Houston Rockets did more than just blow out the Utah Jazz. They secured their place in the NBA playoffs, a place they had fought for, rebuilt for, and believed in.
BB, sit right here, bro. Right in front of me.
I'm recording. Getting behind the scenes.
You can't just edit it out.
Sitting in second place in the Western Conference, the Rockets were more than contenders. They were storming into the postseason with conviction.
And when it comes to getting nookie, I'm not a rookie. I got girls that make that chick Tony Braxton look like Whoopi. I run with 30 tricks, I'm never hitting dirty chicks. Got 35 bodies, buddy, don't make it 36. Step to this, your good is gone. Word is born, I leave mics torn when I put it on.
Their next test came fast and fierce, the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. The game was billed as a clash of the West's future kings, and it delivered. From the opening tip, the Rockets were locked in. They outpaced, outplayed, and outworked the Thunder through 2 dominant quarters.
It's by Smith, and that's good in the mid-range. Coming off the bench now, essentially lost his starting spot to Amen Thompson in early January. What a play in transition. Jalen Green getting up there. My goodness, showing the athleticism.
Alperen Şengün played like a maestro, orchestrating every offensive set. Amen Thompson attacked the rim with fearless intent.
Green driving, kicking to Amen Thompson in the corner for 3. Rockets up 69-53 at halftime. Thunder's 16-point deficit, second largest halftime deficit of the season.
When the final buzzer sounded, the Rockets had claimed their most impressive win of the season. The league had been put on notice.
Nobody can take nothing from Big L, but his voice chief. The last punk who fronted got him out full of force teeth. I'm known to gas a hottie and blast a shotty. Got more cash than Gotti. You don't know? You better ask him.
I've been slow to come along on this Rockets team a lot because of how I felt about their fourth quarter execution and their offense. But that defense last night, that defense looks like a defense that could shut down anybody. Look at what they did to the best team in the league, namely the MVP, SGA. They were in zone, they were in man. Amen Thompson was grinding on them and giving them a hard time. I'm gonna have to eat crow. This looks like a Rockets team that you do not want to face if you're in the first round.
Their final road trip of the regular season would take them to California, a battleground where the playoff puzzle was still incomplete. Golden State, the Clippers, and the Lakers, all still clawing for position. And Houston would face them all. First up, the Golden State Warriors, a name that still echoed with trauma for Rockets fans. The ghosts of James Harden's Rockets haunted this matchup. Years of playoff pain inflicted by Steph Curry and company.
The reality is James Harden's in his prime, so we're going for it. You got him in his prime now, Chris Paul in his prime. You know, we're excited.
Where they made their biggest mistake was Daryl Morey coming out and saying, we built this team specifically to beat the Warriors.
But maybe the Warriors are vulnerable. Who knows? This is the first time in the current era that they're opening on the road.
Yeah, they're starting to go at Steph Curry here.
So for the rest of the year, we like, all right, we'll get there. We'll get to that game, and then we're going to beat them. They're not going to beat us. We don't think they can beat us.
Game 7 in H-Town. Let's get it.
The numbers on three-pointers for Houston is down. They've missed 29 of their last 30. The 65-win Rockets are not gone.
we're going to win the title, we're going to have to beat the Warriors. So we have to beat them. They are the champ.
Like, everybody made a big deal out of Chris getting injured. Like, oh, if Chris didn't get injured, they were about to beat the Warriors. You can make that argument, and that's all fine and dandy. Until you come back to next year and Kevin's injured.
Yeah.
They were up 2-1 when Kevin got hurt.
It's going to be a fight. Every possession, every game. You got to be physically tough, mentally tough. And we know who we facing down there.
Golden opportunity now. Kevin's hurt is even, right? Like, y'all lost Chris last year. We lost Kevin this year. All right. Here's your chance.
Rebound is long. Game is over. The Warriors go up 3-2.
Curry launches a three. Puts it in again. Steph Curry from downtown.
The window was closed.
They lost. And they lost game 7 at home. So everything that you needed for this to go your way, you had going for you. It still didn't work.
The fifth, and is it the final meeting between the Warriors and the Houston Rockets is on the way, and these teams are both so red hot. This should be something else.
Bigger as a crazy brother, and I'm a lady lover. A smooth kid that'll run up in your baby mother. I push a slick Benz. I'm known to hit skins and get ins and commit sins with sick friends, cause I'm a money getter.
A big turnaround, man, and the fact that they're in the second spot, getting ready for the playoffs.
So one of my shows wouldn't be clever to miss. I'm leaving competitors pissed. To tell you the truth, it gets no better than this. I'm catching wreck to the break of dawn. In this song, yo, it's
Steph
so
still
much
has
that
some
I put it on.
He turns it over again. Tari Eason running with Amen Thompson. Dylan Brooks having words. And Draymond's like, you're not going to bully me. Like, this is my spot. That's not a good idea. They go to Şengün or Draymond. And Pajemski. Sengun on a switch and putting it up and in. And so he'll draw the foul there, and so he's got something to say too.
Steph Curry didn't make a shot until the final second of the half, and that would be his only bucket of the game.
Final 5 seconds. Draymond trying to set the screen. Curry three. He got a bucket. I told you, he got a bucket. Look at Draymond. He is hyped. He is on one. Okay, halftime does come at a good time. 51-50. There is a lot of talking. There's a lot of conversation. Could these two teams meet in the playoffs?
When people start complaining about foul calls or crying about physicality, you've done your job. That's the first step in winning the battle. So I told my team, when this team starts crying about it, up the intensity, up the aggressiveness, and make the refs adjust to you.
Steph, you guys played the Rockets in a previous iteration of the Rockets in a lot of really important, huge games. Obviously, there was a rivalry there. You haven't faced this version, but you could. Does it feel like there's a rivalry or a tension or something going on with you two guys, above and beyond just the basketball?
Nah, there's nothing from the past. There's just two great teams just trying to win a basketball game.
Houston's defense suffocated Golden State.
You understand there could be matchups down the road, but you cross that path when you get there. They're the second seed in the West, so they're a really good team. They've been beating, teams all year in different ways, so you got to take them seriously. They've proven during this regular season that they're a tough team any given night, but we don't carry any stuff from the past, and whatever happens in the future, we'll cross when we get there.
I drink my wet, not Beck's beer. I stay dressed in slick gear. Be still my homies in the gangster lane. I see you when I get there. And it's the fact I keep a gat in my arm reach. I charm freaks and bomb geeks who made a Palm Beach. I'm putting rappers in the real champ. Because the villain you still fear. Cause I be hanging in Harlem and shit is for real here. If you battle well, you pick the wrong hand. I smash mics like cornbread. You can't kill me. I was born.
In Los Angeles, the past waited again. James Harden, now the leader of the Clippers, had returned to elite form, transforming Ty Lue's squad into a disciplined force.
I feel like we're running out of ways to ask you about moving up the all-time scoring list.
When I got traded to the Rockets, it was like, Hakeem Olajuwon. He brought so much obviously we all know about, on the court, but off the court, as well. Somebody that I looked up to and kind of wanted to, mold and do things in the sense of like what he brought to that city. And obviously I came short of a championship, but I feel like I've accomplished a lot from that city. And I watched him, he supported me throughout my entire career or my entire stint, in Houston. So tonight was, a little bit more special.
He passed Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, and even Hakeem Olajuwon on the all-time scoring list that year, solidifying his legacy as an all-time great.
Look here. I'm known to pull steel tricks and kill pigs. I run with ill kids and real niggas who wear wigs. My rap's steady slamming. I keep a heavy cannon. It's a new sheriff in town, and it ain't Reggie Hammond. Peace to my peoples, the children of the dawn, cause we put it on. Adios, ghosts.
Houston rested most of its starters. Reed Shepherd led the charge with 20 points, but the Clippers came out on top.
I was in the cold tub today, and I was looking at Houston's the remaining of their schedule. They play at the Lakers, at the Clippers, home versus Denver for their last game. And I said, man, what do the NBA know that they got this schedule? Like, how did this happen?
They got it cracking at
It's crazy. Like, us versus the Clippers, the last game of the season. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy
how it all worked out, man. But
against the Lakers, it was more of the same. Ime Udoka opted again for caution. Jalen Green extended his consecutive games played streak, playing the first half. Cam Whitmore took center stage, dropping a career-high 34. But Luka Doncic, in a masterclass display, carried the Lakers to victory. April 13th, the regular season finale. The Denver Nuggets arrived in Houston after firing head coach Mike Malone just 4 games earlier. For Denver, a win meant the 4th seed. For Houston, the stage was already set. The battle for the 5th seed went to overtime. Harden, once again, stood tallest, powering the Clippers past the Warriors. Golden State was now forced into the play-in, and 2 nights later, they'd face Memphis in a do-or-die scenario.
This is why the Warriors wanted Jimmy Butler for playoffs, for moments like this. I don't like them going up against my Rockets, but
Houston, we have a problem.
I like the way the Warriors look right now.
The Rockets were set to face the Golden State Warriors in round 1. The same franchise that had crushed their championship dreams time and again. But as Fred VanVleet told the media, this team hasn't lived that pain. They know only their path, their wins.
When it was decided it was going to be the Warriors, it feels like the prevailing sentiment among Rockets fans was kind of like, oh, here we go again, because of the history in the playoffs. Played the Warriors in the 19 finals. I know that, it's a different Warriors team, but what lessons can you take from that, and can you kind of sympathize with like the trauma that the Rockets fans have gone through against them?
No, this ain't that team and that ain't that team. So it's a different team. We're a different team. They're a different team. It's a new year. With the acquisition they made at the deadline, obviously they've been on the heater. They're one of the best teams in the league over the last few months. We understand that. Respect your opponent, and you got to go out there and lace them up.
Houston had snapped a 16-game losing streak to Golden State earlier in the year.
And everyone standing here in Houston. Curry steps back on the launch. He missed it. Fight for the rebound. Payton poked away. 5 seconds. Boy, does Green have possession? And Billy Kennedy says foul on the Warriors. Trip to Vegas, hanging in the balance. Can't find anyone, gets it to Curry, back to Podziemski, they got a piece, and it is over here in Houston. The Houston Rockets have punched their ticket to Las Vegas.
they eliminated them from the Emirates NBA Cup. And just a week before, they crushed him again.
And the Rocket defense has just bottled up Steph. Well, look at what Steph has had to deal with all night, man. Like, game after game, to have to deal with this, it stinks. It has to stink if you're Steph.
This team, this moment, it's not about ghosts. It's about growth. It's about belief. And now, with the playoffs set and the challenge clear, the Rockets return to April with something they haven't had in years. Expectation.
Motherfucker, shit. Motherfucker, you get your ounce.
Good draw.
Get your whole goddamn pound for about 200 back in them days. Boy, goddamn, you motherfuckers just take care of old Max out there in Portland. I goddamn dope dealer on the plane. I bring all that goddamn dope, boy. We go out there on the West Coast, boy. I bring some from, I get me a pound from fucking goddamn L.A.
Okay.
I get me a pound from fucking Portland. Get me a fucking pound from Seattle. Goddamn.
You already know.
I goddamn got all this dope up under the plane.
Vancouver, Vern?
Oh, yeah. Well, boy, and Vancouver. Yeah, that's motherfucker. I got to have I used to have about 5 pounds up under that motherfucker, boy, just sealed up. Can't wait to get back to motherfucker. We want to bust that motherfucker up at the next destination. I'd be like, God damn, I got all this dope. I can't get in this motherfucker. But yeah, man.